On April 28, 2020, Amtrak Productions and I went to Reedville to see an Amtrak test extra for a new car called the Siemens Venture, the first of which were delivered to Amtrak for testing recently. Regional 171 turned the corner at Hyde Park, surprising us because we thought it was the extra, which also had an ACS 64 leading. Minutes later, MBTA's track geometry test train showed up out of absolutely nowhere. Expecting it to go south, I instantly regretted going to Reedville, but much to our surprise, the crew switched sides of the train and went north to Boston to test other lines. Here's the geometry train passing B710 working Reedville Yard shortly before it went south to Stoughton with one center beam. This geometry train was bound for Boston, and eventually the Grand Junction to the north side to test the lines up there. After almost 1 hour of waiting for the Amtrak Extra to show up, B731 pulled out of CSX's Reedville Yard bound for Walpole and eventually Framingham. As you may have noticed, I switched cameras between the zoomed in shot and the zoomed out shot. My camcorder died, so I had to quickly switch to filming on my phone, which died promptly after the tail end of B731 passed. This day was multiple lessons in rail fanning, one being that sometimes when you think you're going out to see one certain train, that train doesn't even show up, but you end up seeing something else worth seeing. The other lesson I learned is that I should always keep an extra battery for my camera no matter how short I think I'll be out. I expected to only be at Reedville for 30 minutes, but I ended up being there for 2 hours. I never ended up seeing that Amtrak Extra that day, and as I got home I heard that it passed Reedville about 20 minutes after I left, but that's alright. Sometimes RailFan doesn't go how you expect it to, and that's okay. After not seeing the Extra on Tuesday, I decided to try again a second time on Saturday. I ended up only having to wait about 15 minutes after arriving at Reedville until the Extra showed up, instead of waiting 2 hours only to leave right before it came, like on Tuesday. This is Amtrak 837 bound for Westerly, where it will turn around and go back to Boston. It is 626 leading and the Veterans Unit 642 pushing, with the Siemens Venture car and 3 Amfleets sandwiched between. This Venture car is the first of 49 ordered for Northern California Amtrak services.